Hello. Hello, hello. It's a full moon. It is a full moon tonight. Tonight, the moon is full. And tonight, in this reading, I got a particular message just for you. You want to know what it is? Okay. I believe I am talking to someone who likes or wants to have a digital career on the internet. That's probably why you're here, on the internet. And so, when you're on the internet, you think of ways on how you can stay on the internet and not go back to the 9-to-5s, right? You know what that means. That means a normal job. So if you don't want a normal job, well, there's some advice for you. Advice for being digital, being online. And that's in this tarot reading. But I'll tell you right now, if you want to become a content creator, if you want to entertain people, guess what you need? You need a merch line. That's right. You have to develop merch in order to make content. Well, I mean, to make content. You can make merch as your content, but YouTube is the entertainment stuff. And then you have your merch line with the money stuff. You branch out, you multitask, and then you get more money because you made the merch as a content creator. And the lovely people who like you for your personality will now have something to buy. And that's a way for them to support you. And so this reading just happens to be me talking about you. Well, don't say always. Well, tonight you need to make merch. Yes, that's right. If you want to be a content creator, start making your merch line, and then you'll have the merch and the content. So tonight I have a reading just about that. A tarot reading just for you. Audio. Okay, welcome, one and all, to the moon phase number 17. This is moon phase 17 in 2026 0501. That's right. Tonight is a new month. Tonight is May Day, May night. And so, when you think of May Day, well, you think of crashing spaceships into Waterworld planets, because it's the time of May. It's May Day. May Day, we're going down. And, well, I said, that's not a good start. Gotta remember that. No more uhs. Okay, tonight we have a reading. And I will just be honest with you, because that's my transparent nature, is... Oh gosh, it's really yellow. I gotta fix the visuals. Hang on. Oh, okay, so that's what I'm gonna work with tonight. Alright, so I'll be honest with you, I've had a difficult week, lots of interference, and so that's part of this reading, is interference in the form of many nightmares. Horrible nightmares. And this is the full moon. You know what the full moon is supposed to be? Full moon is supposed to be the time where it's your prime time. It's your moment of shining. It's your moment to shine. And gosh, you know, in this springtime of new beginnings, we try to make a new start for ourselves, and we get this moment to shine, to be at our best on stage, and there's always saboteurs who do everything they can to disrupt everything. And in what I'm talking about is the spiritual side, the war of evil gods in different dimensions, and what that looks like in our mundane little human world when we're interacting with these forces every day is puppets. Puppets spawn, and it just disrupts your evening. It ruins every single moment that you try to meditate. Every time you're thinking about actual true love, friendship, anything good, anything where you're trying to indulge in a moment of kindness, a moment of love, just a mere thought. And there's another noise when I'm saying love, when I'm saying kindness. Something always has to manifest to disrupt that. I can never be left alone to experience just the mere thought of love, of connection, of actual making contact with another being that's exactly like myself. No, this universe prevents it. And so, because I'm being so strongly interfered with, cosmically, multidimensionally, that's a part of your experience too, because you're here. This is your reading. Moon phase 17. Now, 17's kind of a special number. 17's like being on stage. It's showtime. It's kind of like winging it, foolishly, just doing what you can in the moment. So, I'm not doing the reading yet. I'm talking about the interference. Golly, there's been a lot of interference, and I want goodness. I'm tired of all the bad. So anyway, yeah, it's difficult when you're in prime time. You got a lot of things to do, and this universe is preventing you by doing everything it can evilly. It makes absolutely no sense. And there's the neighbors downstairs, the foundation of my room, being messed with by a foreign entity. So anyway, tonight's reading. I just want to be transparent with you, because that is my nature, my foolish nature. And so I will say I've been very angry lately. I've been very disturbed. And the nightmares, golly, the nightmares. So much nightmares where I'm like forced to live with my evil family in various living situations, and they're all evil, and they're all attacking me verbally, physically, and I always have to defend myself. It's terrible. And in my reality, yeah, sure, I live with my abusive grandma right now, but my reality, I have a room. I finally have a room, and I like my room. And yet, I'm not spawning, some sort of evil entity is spawning all these nightmares. When I'm in my new beginning, when I'm doing my show, then all the neighbors have to spawn at this moment in time, when I'm under the spotlight. It's ridiculous. And so that's probably what this reading is about. And guess what energy we got tonight? Got very stubborn energy tonight, because tonight is moon phase number 17, 2026, 0501. 0501. So, that means it's May Day, May 1st, and what we have are these cards. It goes like this. Alright, here. Moon phase 17. Full moon energy. That is the element of water. So we got water on the table tonight. And we are now in... what is this? The zodiac of Taurus. And Taurus is an earth element. It is also notorious for being completely stubborn. And so, you got full moon energy, prime time, and a bunch of stubbornness. A bunch of rigid, grounded, rocky stubbornness. And the Tauros are not balanced. They're very temperamental. And so, that's the energy of tonight's reading. And we got springtime, new beginnings. So, 2 earths and 1 water on the table tonight. These are my own creation, my cards, available on my website if you would like to get your own copy. These are psychic test cards. And so, I will make more cards, more psychic test cards, more playing cards and everything if you want to check these out, what you do with these ones. is you guess the color, you guess the shape, and then you turn it over. Oh, it looks orange because I adjusted the settings, but it's red. And so you can go into the editing and make sure you see what you see. And of course the neighbors have to exist evilly while I'm trying to perform here. Gosh, I hate this planet, I hate this evil god, I hate being alive. Anyway, you can buy my cards if you would like to on my website. And yes, more cards coming in the future. Very, very many more cards. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have so many cards in the future, but right now I got these. So, okay, so we got water, we got earth, and we got earth, and we got some other cards here. So we're going to discuss what these mean for tonight's reading, and golly, 17. Moon phase number 17. Mayday. Mayday, mayday, mayday. That's a special time for me, because this is when I'm gonna start my video game roleplays tonight. And, oh golly, I am running out of time behind the scenes, and it's quite stressful when the evil god of this universe doesn't want video game roleplays, and so it has to interfere with me in my daily existence. But anyway, it's... I said, It's so difficult to not say Anyway, got a reading for you tonight. Moon phase number 17, 2026-0501. And I'm using this deck. This is the Fae Tarot deck. It's got some art in here. Anyway, I'm using it as an oracle deck for tonight, because it's more of an oracle deck than a tarot deck. And I got these cards. The gilded... there's some fishies. Seriously? Okay. Behind the scenes, I'm working on my merch. And... there's the poverty in reverse. Okay. Behind the scenes, I'm working on my merch. And I'm working on cups. Okay, it's not completed right now. The universe shows me this. The poverty in reverse and the fishy cup merch. And I'm doing water theme. So I'm currently drawing fish. Anyway, it's whatever. So this is here. This is the Gilded Terror Royale. So I'm going to use that deck tonight. We're going to be 4 and 4. So 4 on top, 4 on the bottom, and 1 is going to clarify the other. And so that's how this works. I'm going to try my best to shuffle with these gloves on. And I just did my nails, so you can't see that. You know, whatever. Oh gosh. Oh, performance. It's a nice adventure to have all alone. Okay, so let's see what we got. Yeah, I can't shuffle with these gloves on. There's more neighborly interference. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So, Moon Phase 17, 2026, 0501. This is the energy of the show must go on. It is stage time. And we have 3 right here now. Alright. Okay. Show must go on because we need money to live. We need to distract ourselves from the pain of the past. We need to make new memories so we can remember those and not be so tragically disturbed by our reality. So, hey, fish! Wow, more fish. Damn! I said, wow! Look at that! It's right here. It's fishy merch time. It's okay. You might want to check out Subnautica if you like water. Or if you don't like water. What, these two? Okay, the cup in reverse and the cup up. Oh, wow. What is this, my reading? What the? Okay. Anyway. We got those cards right here. Oh, gosh. Alright, so here's some lovely fishy artwork right here. in rising energy. And we got the broken cup in falling energy. And we got the cup of poison with the monsters coming to life in rising energy. The purple person. It's okay. That's interesting. I need some clarifiers here. Golly. What a start to the reading. Show must go on. I'm making merch behind the scenes, but it's showtime. The full moon is about exposure. The full moon's about the light of what is seen in the spotlight. So this isn't behind the scene time. This is like what's on your website. Well, there's not much right now because you gotta do more things. But showtime. I mean, I need some clarifiers. Okay, let's see what we get. I am making progress. I will just say that. Wait here. Okay. I'm making progress, and I'm saying that because I'm trying to get a point across, but cards coming out. I'm learning about how to do things smarter and not harder. And so part of that process is doing everything at once and automating it in a way, like a marathon. So I'm doing all the moon phases at the same time. But this just happens to be, I gotta do this now because it's coming out soon. And so, like, for example, I'm doing 4 moon phases. Well, technically 4 times 4. So I do like new moon readings. I do 4 new moon readings all at the same time. And then I move on to the next phase and do the waxing moon phase. 4 of those all at the same time. And then the full moons, here I am doing 4 of these. Well, now I'm doing 5 because, well, I want to start on the new moons, but this whole year of 2026, it does exist right now. Right here. It started on a full moon, and so I like starting on new moons. And so I have to do 5 full moons right now. And the last one, moon phase 33, is eclipse moon. So that'll be fancy, but right now I'm doing 17. And then 21, 25, 29, 33. So anyway, behind the scenes. Because the stage, right? You gotta set the stage if you're doing the showtime thing. This is a fancy little, what is this, a gimmick? No, it's not a gimmick, it's just aesthetics. Yeah, so talking about stage time. I mean, these cards are getting kind of ruined. Yeah, so yeah, you can tell these are not plastic cards. My cards are plastic. They wouldn't decay like this. Anyway, so what is my point? I'm making progress. I'm learning about doing things shorter. Well, I'm trying to. Apparently I'm rambling about life in this one. But, no, there's 2 of those. Interference. That's another point. Getting interference. Just the entire day, because these arrogant... I don't know. Okay. These arrogant spirits think that they can do things. Well, if this reading's about my merch, golly, merch coming soon. Okay, my video game roleplays. I'm telling you about my life because it will apply to you if this is this reading. And keeping busy is a way to mend the heart. I'll tell you that, but it took me a long time to figure that one out. I wish I got busy earlier. Anyway, 36 now, and still not paid. So anyway, my point is, 7 of Cups, I'm making merch behind the scenes, and my video game roleplays that are water themed, well, at the end of every episode, I'm advertising my merch, and so what this reading is telling me, because of all these cups in reverse, besides this weird, overwhelming, poisoned cup dragon. And it's purple. Anyway, I got more work to do because I gotta finish this so this can show up in the video game roleplay at the end, and it's complicated enough just to do the whole episode by itself, but then I got this to work on and I'm running out of time. And so yeah, that was at the bottom of the deck, let's just say that. Okay. There's my squeaky chair. Alright. Golly. Alright, so you think things are gonna work out swell, but then you get the squeaky chairs. And sure, you lubricated all the hinges of the doors so they don't squeak, but your chair is different. So you gotta cut up pieces of paper and put the paper in between the bolts. I haven't done that yet, so squeaky chair it is. Anyway, full moon phase. This is showtime. The show must go on. Moon phase 17, 20, 26, 05, 01. And so, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Just like my Subnautica series that releases May 1st. It's like a crash landing. You gotta start from scratch again. You gotta survive. You gotta take it as an opportunity. Because now you don't have to socialize with all the people on... Why? Why? All the people on the ship. Come on. I never get contacted. Hang on. Okay. So, I was just contacted by my merch shop people. When I say that, I mean Printify. I had to contact customer support, and then they finally had to interrupt this broadcast to send me an email. How would I rate the support that I received? And they already asked me things. Anyway, gosh, why is there a little tiny string in this? My point is, this reading is totally about merch because I just got an email from Printify. And so, what happened is that... gosh, there's my squeaky chair. Gosh. Alright. Sometimes you're not ready for the full performance. This is definitely not the biggest showtime. Okay, this is just like a casual showtime for tonight. Anyway, what happened with my merch is that I took a long time to make any merch because of life interference and everything. And so, my situation that I'll talk about in a dedicated video about making merch and stuff is that I finally made merch. I finally went back to my website and I couldn't post it because it was stuck in processing. Part of the processing, you know. It was stuck in... what's that? Publishing. It said publishing. It's not published, it's publishing. And so what happened is that I put my website on the... in the description of the item because I didn't have the option to put my personal website in the social media thing. It can link to my YouTube and to Facebook and Instagram, but there wasn't an option for my personal website, so I put it in the link, or I put the link in the description of my item, so people could find me through that, but they wouldn't find my Printify shop unless they found my website first and then were redirected to my Printify shop, because Printify is just an interface. It doesn't advertise. I have to do all the advertise, which is what YouTube is. And thus, enter the video game roleplays with the merch at the back, right there. So, anyway, I contacted the support people. First I talked to a robot for a while, but anyway, the problem is it won't publish if there's a website, or if there's like a website in there in the description. And so, good to know, I won't list a website in the description. And I kid you not, okay, I contacted support, and guess what happened? How this was resolved? Because I waited for hours. Usually it's very instant, like a couple seconds, It's 22 on the recording, and that's exactly how much my coasters are going to be selling for. Anyway, if merch applies to you, this is your reading. I mean, I can't stop talking about the merch right now, and we just got an email from Printify in this reading, so make merch. Whoever you are, make merch on Printify. Use your website and your YouTube to advertise yourself like what I'm doing. And so this is a merchy reading. It's showtime. We gotta get things together, and there's stubbornness to here on the table. Just to tell you. Anyway, okay. So you're here for the merchy reading. You're making merch. You have to make merch now because you're here, and you'll probably get more money that way. So my point is that how this was resolved because I waited hours with this. I keep wanting to say processing. It's they say publishing when it's the act of being published, and normally it takes like a few seconds. Like you click on the thing to publish, and it is and then published. It was taking hours and hours because I put that website in the description, and so I finally contact support, and I kid you not, the solution here, and I don't want to sound arrogant in saying this because I'm wording it in a humorous way, but the solution here was, have you tried turning it off and on again? That's literally the solution to, like, you didn't say it like that, but that's in this digital field, that is the solution to everything. You just turn it off and on again. Suddenly there's some sort of glitch in your microphone, just turn it off and on again. If your website is having trouble, if your merch site is having trouble processing the publishing, just disconnect the shop interface and then reconnect it. That's exactly what happened. He said in good words and in like a good tone and everything to try that, and it worked immediately. And that is literally turning it off and on again. Just disconnecting the shop and reconnecting it, and immediately all the things started working again. Now, he did verify later that him putting a website link in his own post in his attempt to configure this actually verified that it did halt the process of publishing. And so I think the website was, after I turned it off and on again, they're disconnected and reconnected the shop interface. I think it did actually work with the website after doing that, but when he did it the first time, it did halt. So anyway, I'll say this more better in a dedicated video, but Printify happened to email me, how was your support? It was great. It was fantastic. It worked. Because I turned it off and on again. Oh my gosh, the digital realm. Like, I never thought I'd be a YouTuber. I never thought I'd be a content creator. I thought I'd write novels, okay? I thought I'd make some art and never get noticed. And here I am now, a content creator, and here I am talking about it. And I thought this reading would only be 20 minutes, but I'm talking 20 minutes about just my life. Oh, gosh. I've been avoiding these because they usually take forever, and now it's taking forever. Anyway, it's a process. Yes. Anyway, Printify, I love their company. They're very helpful people, but it's just hilarious that the solution was just turn it off and on again. Oh my gosh, the shop interface. So, yeah, and I'm only dealing with the Printify pop-up store. I will explain later in a dedicated video why Etsy is evil. No. Okay, no. But Printify pop-up stores. That's the... Printify controls the Printify pop-up store, and so it has its own interface for its own products. It's fantastic, and all I gotta do as a content creator, as an artist, is actually spend the time making the art, so then I can upload it without putting my website in there, because now I know. And so now it can... I keep wanting to say process. Now it can publish. So maybe in your own situation, there's some sort of technical difficulty that it's making you wait, it's not functioning, but once you know about it, then you won't ever do that again. You won't have... You're getting this delay now, so you know about it, and then you don't have to experience it later. And then this is like... Now it's publishing a lot. Now it's really good at publishing instead of this stalling broken cup in reverse. This card though, this purple monster in a cup with this purple person, this is usually my toxicity card, but in this, clearly this is about merch. This is Subnautica right here. This is May Day. I'm releasing Subnautica on May Day. Subnautica's about a situation where one would say May Day, May Day. And here's my merch cups things. So in this, alcohol is a solution, right? Here's the solution to your problem. And so it's a chemistry joke. And then anyway, it's taking a life of its own. It's growing into something that you didn't expect. And so you just gotta put in the time for the art, and then the process. Once you figure out the technical glitch, you can make things happen. And so let's verify making things happen. Please. Yes! Hell yeah. Alright, this is a good devil. There's good stubbornness here. Profitable. It's... Golly, it's a hell of a deal. I'll tell you that. Hell of a deal. Okay. Fantastic. It's just the artwork takes time, and you gotta find the strength to not do so much perfectionism, because artwork, it takes a lot of time. Maybe all the stress and everything. You're not gonna publish a product unless the art's there, and if the art's not there, then it doesn't get published. When you're working on a deadline, make something more simple to get out right now, and then keep working on that complicated thing when you got time for it. This is indecision. This is procrastination. You know, you're unsure of the journey ahead, the process, and you know, in reverse here, you're totally confident, which is the result. This is the solution, is having confidence. Yep, that's your solution. Having confidence. Alright, so let's verify this glitch, this abnormality, this delay in the process. I can't pick up anything in these limbs. The star! Wow. Interesting. This is the full moon energy. Right there. Full moon energy. Okay, so... Gosh. Alright, so full moon energy, this is the stubbornness, and this is the new beginnings. Fantastic. Alright, I can go somewhere with this now. You're making merch, okay? Whoever you are, you better make merch. Printify is a fantastic option, and apparently the universe wants me to talk about Printify because it sent me an email right now when I'm talking about my merch. Normally I really don't like interference when I'm putting on a show, but Printify's okay. Anyway, I mean, why did they take a day to ask me my opinion? Anyway, it just divinely timed. It had to be now. So, anyway, What am I talking about? I'm talking about Printify. You, as a viewer of this reading, you gotta make merch. And you're probably making merch. Printify is a fantastic option. Do not do Etsy. Do YouTube. Okay, advertise with the social media. Do everything free. Don't sell it for free. Do it for free. What I mean by that is that Etsy will steal your money and not help you. They're evil. So, now, YouTube is entertainment, right? And then at the end of the YouTubes, you actually make the merch and advertise your merch at the end of your video game roleplays. So you got the eyes on the prize. And it's just, again, there's a lot of merch to make, and so when you're just starting out in your new beginning, you're not going to have that special fancy sparkly design that you're working on because you're running out of time. It's showtime. The show must go on. You got to make it work right now. And so this is what you get. You got a broken cup. And so it's a simpler design than this. And so do something now. Do something with what you got now and still work on the big fancy stuff later. Like next week. You can post that next week. But yeah, for this analogy right here, the video game roleplay, there has to be something at the end. Even if it's just one product, at least it can be advertised in the video game roleplay. And since the video game roleplay is in episodes, you can advertise so much things. It can be different every end of the episode, and that will be more engaging for your audience to look at something. And so yeah, so this overwhelming thing and the devil card, how interesting. Okay, so what I'm also doing is watching a Star Wars thing. Okay, while I'm making my merch, I'm also watching Star Wars. What is it called? Hang on, it's right over here. It's called Star Wars Mall. Yes. Is there a bigger word to that? Hang on. Shadow Lord, yes. Star Wars Mall Shadow Lord. I'm looking on my monitor right now. Okay, so I'm watching Star Wars, and it's about Maul, the Shadow Lord. And so, yeah, it's just interesting that he pops out here when I'm talking about my pop-up stores. Anyway, the thing, Star Wars, there's a saying, may the Force be with you. Okay. And what day is it? Well, it's May. It's May Day. And so, May 4th is coming up. And so May the 4th be with you. I believe that's a Monday. Is it? Yeah. Monday is the 4th of May. Oh, now he's all yellow, but in my eyes it's more red. Anyway, May the 4th be with you. This is Maul right here. And so, the story of Maul, he was always perceived to be the bad guy, right? The villain of the story. But then when the audience gets a look at his perspective, then the guy who sliced him in half is kind of looking like the bad guy, and now he's stuck in this half metal frame walking around, and gosh. So anyway, it's a fantastic time because a lot of stories out there, they're taking another look at the villain and understanding why they're angry, why they went on this vengeance thing, and the audience completely understands. The audience is now rooting for this previously bad guy, previously casted out as the villain, but now they're understanding the story better, and so the villains get to tell their villain arc, their villain stories, and so that's part of their reading tonight. So merch, video game roleplays, and entertainment, as in stories, it's your time to shine. You gotta produce content, and what makes a good story is good characters interacting in a good way. And so when I think about that, like a simple little gesture, well, then the universe is evil, and so it tries to interfere with that. But I know what I'm thinking about is fantastic. And so, anyway, yeah. This reading is basically, you gotta make merch. You gotta work on your projects of your entertainment story, your entertainment journey. This is also connection, okay? There's a scene that's very similar to this in the... Golly. She's basically the same color as the girl in the series. So anyway, these two characters interact. And... okay. Gosh, I'm seeing a lot of the story in the cards now, because there were actual cups. Oh, and the robot. The robot had the cups too. You had to check it out, because I don't want to spoil anything, but if you go watch the entire series and of the Shadow Lord Maul, and then look at the cups, and like, oh well, yeah, the cups. So anyway, these two characters interact. Okay, they're both force wielders, and just like how society is developing with the whole good and evil kind of thing. Well, they're in Star Wars. There were only two options if you were a force wielder, right? The light and the darkness, right? And these were supposed to be the good ones. These were supposed to be the bad ones, and it was simple, right? Well, life isn't simple. It's complicated, and now we're finally getting the perspective of these so-called villains, the shadow side, and we're seeing the light in a different perspective as well. And so, as one element on the table, there's also romance. Okay, they're very nice together, and so yeah, they better end up together somehow. Anyway, okay. My point is, when you're thinking about love and romance, the evil universe wants to interfere and cause neighbors to do a loud bang when you're thinking of a simple gesture. But no. Yeah, I just want to live in a universe where I can express myself, where I can think about a romantic moment that, no, it didn't happen to me because I'm alone, but it's just like what could happen to someone in a story that actually had romance in it. So, yeah, I just want the freedom to think about that, to enjoy my life for a moment in my head, but no, the neighbor has to stomp on my head in that moment, in that exact moment, and it's just driving me insane. And so, much like the Shadow Lord himself, Maul, he has his own tormentive story, and that's why he's on a path of vengeance. And so, vengeance isn't a bad thing. It cleans up the environment. And so, anyway, there's a scene here where this is overwhelm, right? There's this scary thing, and it's shocking, and like, oh no, I don't know what to do, and it's overwhelming. Well, I mean, if you're just having a random normal day, and then someone like shows up like this, well, it's kind of overwhelming. And so, I don't know if I have a point there, but go watch Star Wars. If you're looking for entertainment, okay, if you're miserable like me, go watch Star Wars Maul, the Shadow Lord, because it's entertainment. It's very good. And if you're looking to make merch, well, go do Printify. Okay, I'm advertising Printify and Star Wars Shadow Maul, Shadow Lord Maul the Shadow Lord. I'm advertising Star Wars Maul the Shadow Lord and Printify for merch. This is what this reading is. Okay, this is it. And for you, the individual, the you know what you are. You're a watcher of my content. And so, you are on this personal journey of just trying to be alive. And so you need entertainment. And this will provide overwhelming entertainment where you just watch the entire series. And I think the last 2 episodes of the season are supposed to come out before the 4th. So may the 4th be with you. Yes, it's May Day. May Day. Watch my Subnautica roleplay series. And if you don't know what Subnautica is, go buy Subnautica. Because, yeah, sure, you can watch me play Subnautica, but the best experience with Subnautica... There's my squeaky chair. Okay. The best experience with Subnautica, it's a video game, is just having no knowledge of it and diving into it and seeing what's below the surface. And just like the evil good thing, what's below the surface, the understanding. And so, yeah, this is tonight's reading. Go buy Subnautica, play Subnautica, watch my video game roleplays, and also watch Maul, the Shadow Lord of the Star Wars, and make your own merch for your own individual story. That's the entertainment, so the misery of your life doesn't consume you. You can actually be entertained, because these are good things. And they actually use good words in this series as well, which is so rare, because I just came from watching Daredevil, and yeah, sure, he looks fantastic at times. It's just what comes out of his mouth is not so fantastic. So it was so nice to see Maul, the Shadow Lord, after the Daredevil, because Maul can actually control himself, control his mouth. And so, anyway, and pay attention to the robots, okay? In this series, you pay attention to the robots, they're hilarious. Okay. There's cups involved. It's a nice gesture, I'll just say that. Anyway, so the whole my whole point with society and evolution and how the media is getting more complicated. A story back in the day. Hang on, squeaky chair time. Okay, the story back in the day was white and black, good and evil. It's just like you knew how things were, and they had to behave in certain ways. But now it's more like reality. Everything's mixed, everything's complicated, everything's an actual story. And so previously in the Star Wars series, like, they started off the series as, you know, the good people and the bad people, and then there were 2 factions, and then, you know, now as time has passed and society has changed and there's the evolution of the planet and everything, and now the story's more complicated, and now these 2 factions, they've dissolved, and now they're mingling, and there's romance. And so, oh, look at that. You can't hear it probably, but I can. There's interference when I finally get to the romance part. Oh, it's so damn frustrating. I hate this world so much. There's an evil god here. This is a good guy, okay? Who will destroy the evil god. But, golly, every time, romance. Why is that so threatening to this evil matrix of this reality? They had to spawn a noise right when I said romance. It's not romantic, man. It's not compatible. Gosh. So, anyway. So if you're looking for romance, make some merch. Maybe you'll meet on the same path. Anyway, there's a strength issue with your own journey. There's some sort of procrastination, some sort of like, oh well, I don't know. Maybe you're thinking about YouTube, or maybe you never thought about YouTube like myself, and now that the world has tormented you, then you're like, oh sure, Well, I used to be shy, sure. I used to be silent, but not anymore. No, now I have the confidence. Now I'm gonna make things happen. This is stubborn Taurus energy, and here's the guy with some horns right here. So, in your endeavors, you're gonna make things happen. Like, when you've been denied so much, the basic needs of life, which is love, which is food, which is water, which is air, okay, and then some malevolent, evil smoker doesn't love you, well, you go down the path of vengeance, and you're quite stubborn about things. Like, if you've only lived in poverty, well, now you find some strength, and you get yourself out of that situation. You start a merch line, and you're very stubborn about it, and you get things done. I'll bring Disney into this example, because Disney's like this major, mega thing, and it's very aggressive when it's going after its content. So if you make anything that's similar to Disney, then it could be like flagged. And so in today's world, you think as Disney as this over-controlling thing, but when you go back in time and realize the beginning, the origins of that, is this guy made something, and then someone stole that thing from him. So, like, he made this special character, and then someone stole that character for their own benefit, and he was left with nothing. And so that fell out of his hands. And so he started, I believe it was a rabbit or something. And then the Disney guy, Walt Disney, then he designed a mouse. And then because his rabbit was stolen digitally, well, I guess, is it digital? I don't know, the technical term for paper moving. I guess it's digital. Anyway, it's not a real rabbit, it's a drawing of a rabbit. Okay, so anyway, because his rabbit was stolen, now he had to settle with a mouse, and because of his new creation, he was super protective over that, and now it's evolved over time of this company that's like super protective over its content and everything. And so that's probably some sort of element in your own story, that you lost something that was very special and important to you, and that's the triggering element of the stubbornness of next time, this time, you know, no one is ever going to interfere with your process, ever. You're gonna work this through, because you're stubborn about it. So there's a technical glitch, so there's a delay. You're gonna work that through, even if it takes hours. I mean, I finally summoned the strength and talked to customer service. If I didn't, then I would be in this horrible state of misery because I didn't know what was going on, but I summoned the courage to talk about it. And so the guy's just like, did you try turning it off and on again? And it worked. And so he worded it in better words. It's just, that was the solution. It was so simple. And so simple, and I knew how to prevent it in the future, because it didn't like websites. And so whatever you're doing technically, if descriptions only want descriptions, if you're advertising other things, like many websites apparently have that feature where in the description area they remove all links, and so if you provide a link, even if it's all good intended and everything, then it could get flagged, or it could just not function. And so a solution to that is disconnecting, reconnecting, turning it off, turning it on again. And so there's your solution to your problem. Okay, whatever you're doing in your life, turn it off. and turn it back on again. And that could be your own mind. It could just, like, if you're stressed out about the merch, put it aside and get back to it. So, this is love. This is merch. This is your career path of finding the strength to overcome these obstacles, these difficult challenges, where it seems overwhelming. It seems this complicated situation, but it's super simple. The solution, this alcohol is a solution. It's a chemistry joke. The solution to your situation is very simple. You just need to summon the courage to ask a question, to talk about it, to do some exploration, to research your situation. And you gotta make something shiny. Okay, there's something special that you're working on, and you are determined to get it out there into the world. And so that's a story, that's your merch items. And so, like, this card came out earlier. It's in reverse right now because it's not published yet, right? There's just put it away and then get back to it. And so, yeah, time can be stressful, and so if you know you want to do something but you can't, so you settle for something different that will be more better, and then do it later. Put it away, get back to it, disconnect, reconnect. And that's true with relationships. That's true with merch lines. You have to have different merch, not just the same. And under the surface of everything is just the strength, the inner strength, the self-worth. If you've been stolen from, if you've been rejected and cast out, and you're in a broken, poverty, lack reality, well, that's gonna transform you into a very vengeful character, someone who's very stubborn about being selfish for themselves, finally. This is 2026, the year of 1. 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10, and then 1. And so, you gotta be selfish, you gotta put yourself first. The stubborn merch thing is, you have to value yourself. So, increase your prices. If you're struggling with this self-worth kind of thing, don't just say, oh, well, what am I trying to say? The manufacturing cost is a bit much, so I'm just gonna give myself $2 instead of $12. And so today's standard is to take the manufacturing cost and double it, and that's the standard retail price. And there's some fluctuations in that, but go with that. For setting your retail price, take the manufacturing cost and double it. And that's called a markup, I believe. You're marking up the item so you can sell it for retail, and the creator of the item, the artist, gets money, and the manufacturer of that product gets money. And then the third one in the middle, connecting the people, then they get a percentage of that to use their service. It's completely free. Do not use Etsy. Etsy will steal from you, and it's evil. Use Printify. And even though Printify does connect with Etsy, do not trust Etsy. Trust YouTube. So do YouTube to advertise just your amazing content, and you gotta find the strength. You just gotta get used to talking to camera. You gotta get used to the drawing process. Do something small first. Don't take on a large thing. Artists do this all the time. They got this vision in their head. They want to do this masterpiece, but then they can't finish it until later, and so they have to do something now because it's showtime. The show must go on. And so you gotta make something work. And how you do that is apparently you turn it off and on again, and whatever your situation. So that's my reading for you tonight. Just work on the confidence, because this is your new beginning. It's okay to start small. Work on that big project later. Or perhaps take your big project, like Subnautica, and section it up into little tiny parts. Like, I started my channel as a long-form content. I was used to doing like 5 hours worth of content in one video, but it takes forever to upload, and I have to have a steady, stable internet connection the entire process. And it takes like, okay, a 1 to 2 hour video takes 24 hours for me on my slow internet connection to actually upload. And so if I'm uploading it on the same day that I want it posted, that's not going to work out, because it takes like 24 hours. And so then I got to shorten my content and do like little segments. And so like these moon readings, I only intended to talk for 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, let's just do something fast. And so for 20 minutes I've been talking about myself. And so now it's almost an hour for this. And this video is due on the same day as my video game roleplay. Mayday, 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 Mayday. And so you just gotta get used to forming the habit, and that will eventually bring your confidence up, to trust in yourself, to that you can wing it when you need to. You can plan when you need to. You just gotta figure out the technicalities. Turn it off and on again. And there's romance here. There's connection. There's resonance. So this could be your audience. These are two like powerful creators right here. And so that's in the cards. It's just this, like, getting on the path to actual love, because there's so much interference in life regarding love, regarding harmony. There it is. There's my hand on the camera. There it is. It's, when I said love and harmony, there has to be a truck outside. There's something evil on this planet, okay? That is spiritual warfare. And so we have to keep doing the love and the harmony and be stubborn about it, because gosh. Look, we need mates. Okay? We need romance. We need love. We gotta bring these cups together. Because this whole evil hell dimension, he just happens to be a fireman right here. It's just, don't associate that with this guy and this girl. They can harmonize together. They're a lovely match. These are two wonderful characters in a story, and the evil universe shouldn't prevent them from being together. Just the mere mention of the word love, romance, and something happens, because there's like this evil god that just is a beta, defect, horrible creature boy. And it's just, what's he doing being a god? Why has no other god taken away his powers? It's ridiculous, and he's controlling Earth, and all the religions worship him, and it's just, whatever. Be a rebel, and find your other rebels. That's my message. Be stubborn about your endeavors, and get it done despite any technical glitches or interference. It's your new beginning. No one's gonna prevent you. Show must go on. It's your springtime, new beginning, stubbornness, showtime. It's here. You gotta do something. And so this was tonight's broadcast for the moon phase number 17, and here's my nails that I spent 5 hours trying to let dry, just to show you. So anyway, yeah, that was my show for you tonight. The show must go on. Make it work. Okay, I wanted this to be 20 minutes. It's now like over an hour and 2 minutes. And so there's romance in the cards for your future. The solution is love. The solution is rebellion. And Yeah, just turn it off and on. Yeah. Okay. And have fun with your stuff. When you're working on your dreams and everything, you gotta have fun doing it. Because if you're not enjoying the moment, then it's just gonna be stressful, and you're not gonna perform as well. And so, this is showtime. Moon energy. You gotta... Maybe it's not the presentation you wanted, or the presentation you thought, but there's something valuable about it, because it's you. And so, yeah, just work on the confidence, get used to doing something, work on the merch, do simple designs first, so you can get used to doing things. It's better to work with simple designs and small projects when experiencing technical delays or technical glitches, so you can understand that and work with that, and then so your super amazing project, now you have all the knowledge and stuff that you can just like streamline it. And so before it was like such a struggle, like a uphill thing with a boulder, but now it's like a downhill thing with a boulder. It's going places like really fast. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna make things happen. This is enlightenment, this is inspiration, this is stubbornness, this is willpower, this is, again, enlightenment. They do the whole enlightening thing together. They're a wonderful match. And there's the sounds again. Listen. There's some evil thing jealous of true love. Okay? They spawn all these demonic puppets who, I will bet you, every single one of them are incapable of loving another creature. And so why are they jealous if they're not capable of doing anything? Like, just leave us alone. Let us have our love. No, they separate us throughout the universe. And just like force wielders in the Star Wars galaxy, we gotta find each other, because we're destined to be together. So anyway, that's your reading. Go buy Subnautica. Go play Subnautica. And go watch Star Wars Maul, The Shadow Lord, and Daredevil. Okay. And make content yourself by Printify. Use Printify for your merch. Okay. Good night. That was Moonphase 17, 2026, 0501. Mayday. 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 And there it was. That was your reading. Tonight, yes, tonight was the full moon. This was prime time. This was the spotlight moment of your shine time. And that's when you advertise your merch at the very end as content creator. So, enjoy the creation process.